I first got to know Sky McCracken when somebody called me Sky Jr. on my Facebook page, and I've never been as offended in my life.
I had this story all straight in my mind.
Sky McCracken. Well, that's not helpful.
He's not my favorite DS because he knows that's Joe Gary, but he's my second favorite DS.
One of the best pieces of advice that Sky gave me started out the same way that a lot of his sermons and stories started out. Back when I was refereeing, he said there was a coach that didn't like a call I had made. And I turned to him and I said, and then he wrapped it up by saying, but that might just be the Irishman coming out in me.
That because of the content, this had to be edited down quite a bit. Not everything that involves Sky McCracken is suitable for family audiences.
You sat in a parking lot with me one night and tried to that moment changed everything.
What many people don't realize is that Sky and I grew up just outside of Plains, Georgia. And of course, Georgia is famous for peach production, but you may remember also that peanuts are produced in great number there. And so this is a little Sky song. A little song I put together for Sky. So I hope you like it. You are a friend who sticks with me like peanut butter. You will be with me if I ever get into a jam. And whether life is going smooth or chunky, you always make me feel more spunky. You are a friend who sticks with me like peanut butter. You are to me what Wendy is to Peter Pan. When I'm down and not feeling too nifty, you always help me out in a jiffy. You are a friend who sticks with me like peanut butter. Here's my favorite line of the song. I try to tell you, but the words stick to the roof of my mouth. Whether I'm crumbling like a cracker or I'm spread too thin, you seem to bring me out of my shell. Because peanuts. You are a friend who sticks with me like peanut butter. Everybody, you are a friend who sticks with me like peanut butter. One more time for good measure. You are a friend who sticks with me like peanut butter. You are a friend who sticks with me like peanut butter.
So, the summer of 2006, I was the lay director for the Walk to Emmaus. My spiritual director was David Atkinson, and David had to go to the Special Olympics event with his son John. He asked Sky McCracken, who was the only other man on the walk, the spiritual director, to fill in for him, come and do communion. So Sky comes to the kickoff meeting. We had a little bit of a problem on some previous walks with team members forgetting that we were there to serve and not be served. And so I kicked off my team meeting by giving everyone tiaras. And I forgot that there would be a guy there. And I told him, you do not have to wear this tiara. But he put it on. And he wore it during the whole team meeting until we told him to take it off. And then when we all lined up to have our picture taken, Sky had his picture taken with the tiara. I think he might still have it at home, I'm not sure. All of us have benefited from Sky being willing to become the kind of person the rest of us were. I don't think I would be in ministry today if it weren't for Sky, although he did tell me once in a mentoring session that perhaps God was just telling me I needed to learn to get along with others and play nicely. Despite all that, we're friends. My life has been changed because he's a part of it, and I'm really grateful. Blessings to you, Sky, as you head to Jackson. Thanks so much.
So not many folks know that I have on occasion been the victim of some good-natured ribbing by my clergy colleagues because of my tendency to wear the clergy collars. But I understand this sort of dress isn't exactly common in this neck of the woods. What fewer people know, including Sky, is that he's actually the reason that I began to dress this way in the first place. I didn't know that collars like this existed. I had never seen one until I met Sky at a clergy seminar several years ago. I don't remember what the topic of the seminar was or what the discussion of the day was, but I never will forget seeing Sky walk in, and he was wearing this sort of collar. Never having seen one, like I said, I didn't know that they fastened to the shirt and snapped in the back. And so I recall very clearly what my thought was when I saw Sky. How in the world did he get that shirt over his head? So thanks, Sky, for being my source of fashion inspiration. And thanks also for subjecting me to subsequent years of ridicule. I appreciate it.
Gonna miss you, brother. I think my family helped break Sky in when he got into the ministry, because I'm not sure that one of his first pastoral calls wasn't when my little brother ran through a barbed wire fence. So if you're going to do it right, and do it right off the bat. A couple of funny stories. We were told to keep this G, so I'm going to. Scotty, remember the time you nearly got me divorced over a motorcycle ride? That was a good time. Here's what happened. It was Sky and Ronnie Peck and I. We were going to go for a little ride. It was the day of our clergy family picnic, and the plan was to get back in time so that we could get to the picnic, but we were going to go up, we were going to make a run through southern Illinois, and Ronnie Peck had to have ice cream. So we circled back around, we got his ice cream, and by the time we finally got back to the park, we were about an hour late, and my wife told both of them, don't even try to explain, take up for him. And so that was a good time. Remember the time that we tried to cross the Ohio River and couldn't because the wind was too high, so we had to turn around and go back. Seems like most of our time's been on motorcycles, so I'm going to miss that. There was the time that we stopped at this greasy little roadside dive. Oh, this was a good day. I went in the bathroom to wash the road grime off my hands, and remember how you sat there at the table waiting for me, and a waiter or waitress, one came up, I can't remember, and looked at you and said, well, I just think it's so nice that you and your son get out and do stuff like this together. Y'all may not know, but Sky's only like 5 years older than I am. So that's one that we've had a little bit of fun with over the years. So brother, go with God. You've done a good job here. I've been thankful and happy to be able to work with you and even work under you sometimes. And so go with our best. May God go with you and go continue to do the great things that you've been doing. And if you ever need to get away, just holler, and I'll see if I can't find somebody for you. So be safe.
Sky, the very first time I remember seeing you, actually, and I knew that there was someone coming to teach our little group or to hang out with our little group during our commissioning period, and up you rolled on that big motorcycle, and I remember thinking, this is the guy? Seriously? And it was kind of the coolest thing. We had the greatest group that year, and it culminated, though, in the thing that you did that really touched me the most over the whole time I've known you. You sat in a parking lot with me one night and tried to help me figure out my future, where I should go, how I should go, if I should go, and that moment changed everything. So thank you for that, and keep that down deep in your heart, because sometimes the smallest things have the biggest results. Blessings, Sky.
But somebody had already seen a picture of me on Facebook and had said, hey, there's Sky Jr. And I said, oh, whoa, because I had heard about Sky and how he likes to talk about Pew and Brew and stuff like that.
At Pew and Brew, we gather together, we take a pre-written topic out of a jar, and we talk about it.
You know, I've just been thinking about this, and there's nothing that I can't, You bunch of goobers. I even played basketball in high school and was aware of some of his shenanigans that he pulled. Back when I was refereeing, I just couldn't believe some of the things that those coaches, I'd take them to the side, and I'd bring them around. I'd say, now don't you, just calm down. I saw the video where I saw a smile for the first time and said, I'm Sky McCracken, and I'm an Episcopal candidate in the United Methodist Church.
My name is Sky McCracken, and I am an Episcopal candidate in the United Methodist Church.
God bless you, Sky. You rascal. You have fun in Jackson first. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. I know you think Jackson's going to be rough, Sky, but it'll be all right. Goober, you goober. You need to be careful when you're driving down the road, because if you come across one of these things, they will tear your car up. There's possums in a half shell, and believe me, if I'm riding the bike,
What many people don't realize is that Sky McCracken and I grew up together. Now, I know people think that I'm from up north, I'm a Buckeye, and that Sky's from Tennessee, but no, actually, I've just got a couple of years on Sky, but he taught me everything I know about baseball when we were growing up in that farm community. Remember that, Sky? Anyway, here's a little song, a little tribute to you, called The Baseball Song. I remember when I was a lad, what a great baseball team we had. People came from miles around to see us play. We played the Red Sox, beat their socks off. We played the Red Legs, beat their legs off. We played the Astros, but it rained that day. Mama played first base, Daddy played second. Me and little brother was a pitcher and a catcher. Shortstop was a good old boy named Sue. Out in the outfield shagging flies, 3 big home run hitting guys. Brothers Art and Bart and cousin Farkle too. Down in the barnyard we would go, we learned to hit and catch and throw. There were cows and pigs and chickens all over the place. We all laughed till we thought we'd split when Sky McCracken got a hit and slid into what he thought was second base. Mama played first base, Daddy played second. Me and little brother was a pitcher and a catcher. Shortstop was a good old boy named Sue. Out in the outfield shagging flies, 3 big home run hitting guys. Brothers Art and Bart and cousin Farkle too. Brothers Art and Bart and cousin Farkle too. Love you, Sky.
You bunch of goobers.